Good evening, sir.
Peter, good evening. How you doing?
Fine, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Hope you're good.
Yes, I'm good, sir.
Okay, that's good. Okay, that's nice. And then since you're good, I think it's time we start. So just tell me a little bit of um how programming have started with you. Today is day 10, today is part 10, and I want you to just share with me and others how has it been so far in the world of programming, this live show. How has it been so far?
Okay, the world of programming, though it has been taxing and a lot of brain work, but it's lovely. It's lovely because sincerely, I really like something. I really have a passion for something that let's write it and see the output. I always love it. Like let's write it now and see the output immediately. So that's why it has been fun for me, sir.
Okay, you said it has been fun for you. Okay,
Yes, sir.
that's nice. I really appreciate that. That's been fun for you. So I really don't know why your other mate have not joined. So I will say give them a shout out in the next 1 minute, and you can share your
Oh,
screen. I want to
okay,
point
sir.
out one or two things that needs to be done in
Oh,
your code. Thank you.
okay, sir.
So Peter, please can you share your screen? Thank you.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. You gave us some assignment on. You gave us some assignments.
Yeah.
Okay. On that's what I worked on prompt, arrow function. Then when should we use let, constant, and the variable?
Yes.
Okay. So I want to share my screen now, sir.
Okay. Please share your screen.
Okay, this can you see my screen, sir?
Yes, I can see your screen.
So this is the prompt function I did from line 11 from line 10 from line 9. So it says click Arsenal icon function, then click Arsenal icon. Then I now use the let. It said let's text this. Then let Jesse. Then that's the prompt. Then it says, do you want to add? This is what I wanted to do last week. He said, do you want to add Arsenal Jesse to your cart?
Okay.
So then the switch, calling the Jesse, which says yes. If it is yes, the text should be added to cart. Then you break. Then the case say no. If it is no, the text you say move to the next Jesse. Let me run it so that
No, 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 no. Don't run it. No.
okay, sir.
I'm happy with what I'm saying. Like fantastic. So the way you're able to bring out your logic, there's what they call functional thinking and logical thinking. So now you're able to combine your functional thinking with your logical thinking. Now, your functional thinking is creating your function, knowing that, oh, this is what I want this function to do, right? Now, logical thinking is the way you're able to combine let with variables and like line 11. Let me let me ask you a question. What is line
Okay.
11 doing?
Okay. Line 11 is declaring text.
Declaring a variable called text.
Text.
So, we need to explain it in a way in which a 5-year-old can understand it. 5-year-old can understand it. So now that line 11 is declaring a variable. You just declare it a variable called text. So, so what's line 12 doing?
Okay. Then line 12 is also is declaring another variable Jesse, but it's telling the Jesse should bring out a prompt like a statement,
Line 12,
which sta-
line
yes
12.
sir,
Hmm? Now, line 11, right? It's just, you just declare that, oh, the variable, name of this variable is test, right?
yes sir,
Okay. Now, you are now initializing it. Like line 12 is like initializing of variable. Initializing means you assign it to a variable. So
okay
that's
sir,
its initial. Like where is it starting from? Okay, like let Jesse be assigned to what? Prompt. And prompt is a function.
yes sir,
So prompt is taking, do you want to add Arsenal Jesse to your cat? So it's just a function. So you are using that Jesse because you want to use, you assign a variable to prompt because you want to use the answer from that Jesse to know if the answer is yes or the answer is no. Is that not so?
yes sir,
Thank you. So now line 13 is saying you're using a switch case. A switch case. So I'm saying switch the variable called Jesse. With Jesse, that's line 12. Now, if the answer is yes, so the case yes is going to be worked upon. So the case is yes. And take note, you're using a double quote. Why? Because you are trying to say that what is coming from there, you want it to be what? A string, and you want to what? Check it that, okay, this is a variable, this is a string, and you're saying the text that needs to show is what's added to cat. Yes. So then you put a break. A break means, oh, what you've done is okay, then you get out of it. Now, if it's not yes, automatically it is no.
yes sir,
So you don't need to put case no. There's one thing in switch case, they call it default.
okay,
So that default just takes the next response and it brings it out. Move to the next Jesse. So, but your code is nice. I mean, this is your beginner stage of coding. So I'll say thank you. I applaud you. So continue to explain it.
okay. So then on my line, okay, then okay, I use the switch. Okay, then let me now go to 20. It now says that documents dot get element by id teams dot inner html equals to text. Now this I'm okay. Let me now go to line. I'm coming line. Okay, line 74. We'll see that I used an id class, an id selector, not an id class. Sorry, an id selectors, which says the paragraph id equals to teams. Then I close it. Now let's now go back to our line 32. No, our line 20. That's where the teams comes in. So I'm saying this this okay. I'm saying after this prompt, when it says, "Do you want to add Arsenal jersey to your cart?" the text should be printed on the screen. That's what line 20 is saying.
Okay.
So let me run this and let's see. So when I click the icon, it says, "Do you want to add Arsenal jersey to your carts?" When I say yes, did you see the output, sir?
Yes. In color
So
blue.
it says
Added to.
added to carts. So
Yes.
now when I want to implement the second line of code, which says if I say no, let's see what it will write. Do you want to add Arsenal jersey to your cart? If I said no, it said move to the next jersey.
Yes.
Yes, sir. So that's the prompt function. I did not really understand the arrow function.
It's no problem. We'll go through
Yes, sir.
that. I just said read about it.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so Sheriff, you're here. So how you doing, Sheriff? Sheriff, I hope you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay. So how are things with you? Hope you are good. Hope you're fine.
Glory be to God, sir.
Okay, now. So the assignment I gave you, are you ready to tell me about it? Yeah, Sheriff, I'm waiting for you. Tell me about it. Thank you.
Which assignment is that, sir?
So
Oh, okay, sir. It was not in the last class. Hello, sir.
I can hear you.
Sheriff was not in the last class, sir.
Okay.
You know, I don't know, maybe my network or something.
But I know I gave you a task, Sheriff. I gave you a task to work on. So I think it's time we defend it. That was when you were around. I gave you an assignment. So please.
Not at all, sir.
Okay. So today, I'm going to share my screen now. So we're going to the word of the arrow function. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to open.
Hello, sir. Are we live, sir?
We are live.
Okay.
We are live. Thank you for asking. I appreciate that, Peter. So I want to open a web browser, and I'm going to start in the way in which everybody wants to know what is an arrow function. So Peter, Sheriff, read it out.
Hello.
Sheriff, I want you to read it out. What is an arrow function? Kindly read it out.
Yes,
Thank you.
can you hear me? Yes.
Yes, please read it out on my screen.
Arrow function is a concise way of writing JavaScript function in shorter way. Do you all get that?
Sheriff, continue.
Arrow function were introduced in the I think ES6 version. They make our code more structured and readable. Arrow functions are anonymous functions such that functions without name and are not bound by an identifier. Do you all hear me?
Yes,
And
I
hear
can.
you.
So what do you think
Hello?
about it? So, Sheriff, let me know your opinion. And Peter, let me know your opinion first. Tell me now, Sheriff, what do you think about it?
Well, mm, I think our function is just like
Uh, okay, no problem. Let me just tell you what an arrow function is. They call it arrow. Now, what happened is that, when we're working as a software engineer, you get a time whereby um, the situation of writing codes using different kinds of functions, function upon function. So you notice that when we use arrow function, it makes your code better and smart. So, okay, so arrow function is, let me just share my screen. Let me know if you can see my screen. So with this, I just want us to be sure about it before we move to the next stage. So arrow function is when you have this kind of shape of an arrow and an equal to sign. So this is an example of it. Remember, I gave an assignment. Peter, what difference between read about, cost, let, and variable? So tell me about it.
Okay, what I read. Can you hear me, sir?
Perfectly, I can hear you.
Okay, what I read about it, it says that we use constant when we don't want the variable to be changed. That's when we use constant. Then we use let instead of constant, instead of const. Like if we don't want to use const, we use let. So that means if we want the variable to be changed, then we can use let. Then the variable, what I read about it is used in old browser, but I saw different examples to it where you can use const, you can use var, you can use let. So that's just what I read about it, sir.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice. So now, take note of this. Arrow function mostly, we use your const, we use const means constant. That means I'm using it only once, and I want it to be a particular word function. That's using const. Now, if you look at this const, and when I'm calling it, your function can come with parameters. This arrow function with parameters. Take note of this. I'm not using W3 school. I'm using another material. So with programming, you don't need to stick to one platform. You have to be versatile. You need to go out of your comfort zone so that when you are writing code, you're not writing it for yourself only. You're writing it to suit a particular purpose. And when you write it, it makes you more better than the first time you wrote it. So that's why I say that you don't need to stick to one material when you're writing codes. Is that okay, Peter and Sheriff?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm not sure if Sheriff can hear me. So now, see this arrow function with parameters. I can give them parameters.
I can hear you, sir. I don't know, maybe the network is getting.
No problem, no problem. Now, arrow functions can have a default parameters. Now, default parameter means I'm assigning a value to it. So, and also, I want you guys to read about the advantages and limitation of arrow function before I continue. So, now if you look at it, it reduces the size of the code, return statement and function break, it increases what readability of the code. Now I'm going to start from the beginning and I'll just pick this guy, right? This is how you run your code. So I should sign in with Google. So what Google am I going to sign in with? I'll use the company name Google. Yeah. So 2016. I just put anything. It's 2016. So now I just run the code. Say I from what Google Gigs. Now with this, if I take this code, right, it's the same code. When I go to my console, I'll take note of this. I want to inspect. Maybe you have this kind of feeling before. I go to console. This is the same console, and I clear everything. Now this is my console. I can still write the same code. Constant GFG is equal to, right? Now take notes. Just like you declaring a variable, but I'm saying in this variable, nothing is there, right? So since the variable is having nothing, I'll say, okay, then I need to create a function. So the function is going to what? Make sure that when I'm doing another stuff, it works perfectly the way I want it to be done. So I'll say console.log. So console.log, I can say I from gig for gigs. So with that, can you see it's undefined? How am I getting undefined? Because I need to still call it GFG. So can you see it? Can you see the response? So you will get undefined in your function. So you will get an undefined in your function if you did not call the function. Are you with me? Peter and Sheriff.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so I won't take what do you call it? What do you call it? Much of your time today. I won't take it step by step. So I'm going to drop this material so that when we are doing the next one, right, we can now know more about function. But this is the first one. See the way I wrote it. You have to be careful. When I say careful, super careful for you to have understanding. Now this is the second one. So I can call it constant Peter, right? So now see this one. I can put a parameter called a comma b comma c. So after the brackets, next you have to show your arrow function, right? So I can say console dot log. I can say a times b plus c. Then I close it. Now I'm going to call Peter now. See, I can call Peter. Peter is my function name. So I can assign values to it. I can say 20, right? Comma 10, comma 5. Voila. Can you see the response? 205. Now if we do the mathematical, 20 times 10 is 200. 200 plus 5 is what? 205.
Right. Plus 5. That's 4 5. Yes.
Yes. So that's another way to do it. So with arrow function, it makes your code what? Can you see it? You do not have to what? Arrow function do not have the prototype property. That's limitation. That means you want to extend your code. You cannot use arrow function for it. But if you read more about design patterns, I'm giving you read more about design patterns. Design patterns. So you now know more about when you want to use a prototype property. So we design patterns of code. So now, but it increases the readability of the code. Arrow function reduce the size of the code. So you can see how short the code is. So that's part of the usefulness of what? Arrow function. Are you with me, Peter and Sheriff?
Yes, sir.
So now there are a lot of functions I want to write, but I will give you a task, which is all the functions you have written. Now write them in arrow function and present it to me. That will be in the next class. So that means, Sheriff, you need to go and sit down with Peter and learn from him, front and back. So this class is
No
very short.
problem.
Less is more. Less is more. Okay, thank you so much, Peter. Thank you so much, Sheriff, and have a great day. Bye bye.